All right, so some of the key improvements this year with the new King F8 one-length irons is really changing some of the shape and performance properties of the heads. You can see this 5-iron, and the 5-iron is a little bit wider than the variable length offering. That wider sole gets the CG a little bit further back, helps get the ball up in the air a little bit, and improves performance even more than we had with F7 one. The other thing we did was we did some modifications in terms of the blade heights. The blade heights are a little bit shallower. That also helps lower the CG while maximizing the speed. We used the Powershell technology to maximize the speed. That's a forged 17.4 face, gives us maximum ball speed with an E9 construction behind there to give you miss-hit performance as well. The other last thing we did from a geometry standpoint is really we shortened the hosel slightly. When you shorten the hosel slightly, you can also lower the CG. That also gives you more flexibility in the shaft, so in the long irons, the hosel is a little bit shorter. And when we get to the short irons and wedges, the hosels are actually a little bit longer. So that's a pretty key thing in terms of modifying the trajectories in terms of the way it will play better. When we look at our game today, almost all the specialty wedges that golfers have very long hosels, because many times players want to have those wedges to drive the ball a little bit more with a penetrating trajectory. So a lot of changes to the geometries in one length that gives us better weighting and better performance.
So can you explain a little bit, if I'm looking at the bottom of this club, it looks different. What's the difference between the 5-iron and the 9-iron? It looks like it stops, what, at the 7-iron?
Down to the 7. So that's a great comment, Mike, and you can see the little lasering there that says Powershell. So that's an indicator of what the Powershell technology is. We put different faces, these are forged faces, put into the long irons. That forged face allows us to get thinner. It allows us to use a stronger material and give us more ball speed with a thinner structure. What you want in your long irons is more ball speed, always, whether it's a variable length or a one length.
Right.
So we're doing that as Powershell to give us more speed. So that blasting there is an indicator that there is something going on differently with those irons than you have with the rest of the set.
Got it. So that again, it's about hitting it a little bit higher, a little bit farther, and the club that's really tough for most people to hit anyway, so this is just going to make it that much easier.
Exactly. We're putting all the technology where you need it, and we don't put technology where you don't need it. The long irons are where you need to get the ball up higher, get maximum speed, maximum forgiveness, and the best playability you can with one length.
Got it.